Good afternoon and welcome to episode 3 of Sorgi and Friends. I'm your host, Anthony Sorgi, and wow, do we have a packed episode today. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Jake Marchesano of Delaware Baseball, and at 1:30, Brandon Russell of St. Francis Basketball will join the show. But before we get to our first interview today, I need to welcome on my co-host. He's already on the screen, but still going to give him a warm welcome. The president of Carroll Sports Media, the one, the only, the legend, Master Pluto. Welcome back.
Thank you. I see a common trend. I'm here a lot, but you know,
You are. For the 0 people watching, I think it's we should note that you will be back tonight alongside Ryan Sullivan.
I will be back tonight. That is, yeah.
As we talk to Jaron McKee of Dayton Basketball and Olin Chamberlain, both graduates of St. Joseph's Preparatory School at 17th and Girard in the Francisville neighborhood of Philadelphia. But yeah, Ryan Sullivan currently at Prep U, of course, the great Donald Camp, also at Prep U currently, but will be on a flight to the homeland. Nick, wonderful Italy later this afternoon.
Yeah,
Big time.
that is big time.
Shout out to the Preps summer trips all over the country.
Good for them.
Yeah, we had Spain earlier this summer, Arizona, North Carolina also.
That's a lot of the country right there. That's a lot of and going outside. That's a lot of places.
I know. So sadly, I don't think Camp is going to get to see the Pope, which he was hoping he would. But maybe he'll come back to Rome just for Don Camp, for a fellow Paisan.
Definitely not.
Okay. Nick, we have a loaded episode today. We have essentially just the Archbishop Ryan show.
Actually.
That's
You're right.
That's pretty much the entire show. Archbishop Ryan is a place that I have grown fond of in recent month or so. Getting to meet their head coach, athletic director, principal, president.
So you're a fan?
No, I'm just saying there are wonderful people there.
Okay. Understood.
Just like you're a fan of Holly Judge.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of the gist of it. But yeah. So I'm just trying to think. Oh wow, I'm going through streaming over here and I'm seeing now I still have my banner from March Madness when Houston beat Suey 78-40. If you remember that game, Nick.
I do remember that game.
That was a beatdown. But yeah, we'll talk after we talk to Marchesano. We'll talk about a lot of baseball, some college football, some basketball, baseball, of course, last weekend before the break. So big week upcoming, and then we go to some college football talk, and of course, plenty of NBA news has circulated in recent days. But yeah, this should be a wonderful show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And Nick, it would look as if we have our first guest of the day here ready to join. So, without further ado, our first guest is a Philadelphia Catholic League MVP, a Delaware baseball commit, and signee now. From Archbishop Ryan, Jake Marchesano. Welcome on.
What's up, guys? It's good to be here.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? Happy to be here.
Doing
quite well.
I guess I'll start, Jake, with your comeback from injury in high school. Can you talk about what that was like for people who don't know, and just how were you able to come back at high level?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard, getting hurt before the season and then during the season. So it's really about staying focused, staying locked in, and getting done what you have to get done to get back on the field and do what you can to win games. So,
Nick?
Absolutely. You didn't know if you were going to pitch again. You were able to come back and win that Catholic League MVP. I mean, that's It's got to feel special, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it felt great. I mean,
Got it.
it was awesome.
But yeah, with that MVP, winning that MVP, what did that mean to you? Getting to win the highest honor that any player can win in the Catholic League, obviously one of the best athletic leagues in the country.
Yeah, I mean, it felt great. I mean, it was definitely in the back of my mind going into this season, like, win as many games and, like, do what I can for myself and for my team. So, I mean, really wasn't expecting it, but, I mean, getting it meant the world to me because it just proved all the work you put in. Like, it really meant something and showed on the field, so.
I just want to know, how is it like playing at Citizens Bank Park during the Carpenters Cup this season?
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, knowing going into the Carpenters Cup that we had the chance to go and play there, it really like helped the team out and like helped us like have something to look forward to and play for. And then once we got there, I mean, it was like a dream. Like, I mean, it just felt amazing.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
want to ask you about the Archbishop Ryan community. As I said, as you may have heard or not, but I spent a decent amount of time there covering Thomas Solder the last few weeks in his draft process, and getting to meet people in the community, getting to meet your athletic director, Mr. Ziglinski, getting to meet Mr. McFadden and Mr. Sankidi, or I hope I didn't sing it any, I think. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Getting to meet those guys, or just getting to be around those guys in the community, and that community, which is obviously a very special place. Can you just talk about what Archbishop Ryan means to you?
I mean, Archbishop Ryan means a lot to me because it's like it's kind of what made me who I am, really. Because going into it, I was like 5'8", like 110 pounds, and now I'm a lot bigger and I'm a lot better as a person. I'm more mature, confident, everything. So I mean, being around those guys every day, just because they're confident, like well put together people, so just made me, adapt and become a better person.
Nick?
Absolutely. Well, you're going to Delaware, staying pretty close to home. Can you just talk about what sort of went into that decision?
Yeah, I mean, when I took my visit, it kind of felt like an automatic yes for me because it was just the perfect campus. It's like an hour 30 away from my house. Like it's really perfect, and the field's beautiful. The team's great. So the coaches, I love the coaches and everything. It was a perfect decision for me and my family. So.
When you were looking at Delaware, how much did getting to stay close to home and not be too far? Obviously, you go across state lines, but you're not far from home where you can come back regularly. How much did that factor in?
That meant a lot too because I get to come home like if I have to, and like my family can come. They can come watch and be there for the games that I'm playing. So it really meant a lot just being able to stay close.
Nick, anything else from you?
Yeah, just your experience with your teammates at Archbishop Ryan over, the past few years and just what you've gotten to share with them. What was your experience like?
Yeah, I mean, being able to bond for the past 4 years with all the new people and everything, it really meant a lot. I mean, I created a bond with a bunch of people I'll be friends with forever. So I mean, it's been really good being close with a lot of people, especially Dave. You guys know Dave
Yep.
Perez. He's like one of my closest friends. So being able to like go through the whole high school thing was just great because he was there and like helped me a lot. So.
Yeah, and then last question for me: when you look at Delaware, looking forward to the next 4 years, is there anything that sticks out? So it's like I'm really excited to be part of the program, or is there anything specific about the program or the school that you're really excited to be part of?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know if you heard, Delaware just moved conferences to Conference USA. So, I mean, I'm really excited for that because it's a bunch of new, like, teams and, like it's far, like, a bunch of Florida, Texas, like, so we're going to be traveling a lot. I'm really excited for that. And just the chance to compete for a spot, get the chance to play for that in that big conference.
Nick, anything from you?
No, I think that's it.
Well, Jake, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great summer. Best of luck in the fall. I can bet that Nick and I at some point will be taking some trips down there to the stadium to watch some Delaware baseball.
Yeah, thank you,
Absolutely.
man. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Thank
You
you.
too, man. Thank you.
That was Jake Marchesano of Delaware on the show. Nice little interview to get us started. And now we have about an hour to talk
Ooh.
all night. So this is
Oh
wonderful.
my goodness.
You can't ask for much more than us.
Can you though? I mean, sure.
Okay. I want to start with the Milwaukee Brewers
Of
in a
course.
pitching matchup that was nationally
Mhm.
televised on TBS. Jacob Misarowski against Clayton Kershaw. I thought it was interesting. Kershaw had no clue who he was going into the game. Don't know how Kershaw missed it, but Clayton Kershaw obviously going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best pitchers. Actually, the best pitcher of his era, I'd say. Right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, probably.
This old versus new. It reminds me of a day way back when in spring training, Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer faced off. And I think the pitchers for that day were supposed to be. It was Randy Johnson against I forget who from the Dodgers, but a legend.
Mhm.
And that talking of passing from old to new, it felt kind of like that in this one, Nick. Kershaw still pitching well, but Misarowski just there along with Steve's neck.
Yeah, I mean, Mizorowski's been dominating the MLB over his run here for the Brewers, and obviously Clayton Kershaw is one of the best pitchers we've seen, obviously this decade or the last few years, forever. I mean, the guy's been pitching forever. 3,000 strikeouts, easy first ballot Hall of Famer. Knew Mizorowski as the sprained ankle guy, which I thought was quite funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously nationally televised because Mizorowski's been dominant.
Yeah,
He's all eyes on this kid, and really, yeah, I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Um, so next All Star Game week. I didn't have this
mhm.
on the agenda, but we need some time to fill. So first, home run derby, Nick. Monday night we've got Acuna, Cal Raleigh, James Wood, Byron Buxton, O'Neal Cruz, Junior Caminero, Brent Rooker, Jazz Chisholm.
Yep.
Acuna's at home, but you have guys like Raleigh and Wood who are raking this year.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this home run derby?
I mean, it has good star power. I wouldn't say it lacks star power. I think it's got the right amount of known guys in the MLB and guys that are coming up right now, like Junior Caminero and James Wood, who James Wood's absolutely tearing the field right now, hitting
Yeah,
the cover off of the ball. And some old guys that we've known for a while, like Ronald Acuna Jr., Jazz Chisholm. And even though, guys like Chisholm don't have the best pop, they can still, hit a couple out, and it's really just all for the fun of the game and the style there. But if I were to have to choose a winner, I would definitely go with the big dumper, Cal Raleigh.
okay, I like that. He's been fun to watch this year, as you know. Um, so, how do you feel about Raleigh thus far? What do you think the odds are that he's how many votes do you think he gets for MVP? Because Judge seems like the favorite, but Raleigh is hitting the lights out. Bless you.
Thank you. Well, he's actually that was a cough, but I will
Oh,
take
my
that.
bad. I thought it was a sneeze.
I'll take it. But I mean, he was 3 home runs away. I think he's still at 36, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So 3 home runs away from tying Bonds for that All Star break record. In my opinion, Barry Bonds the greatest player of all time. I don't care about the juice. Really, you still have to be able to hit the ball when you're on the juice. Anyways, um, putting that aside, he is on pace to break some records. He already broke the Mariners All-Star record, breaking Ken Griffey's All-Star home run record. Um, I mean, yeah, I think he could win MVP. I think he'll get some votes, but not enough to beat Aaron Judge.
Yeah, Judge gets the big market bias. And he's a
Absolutely.
stud of a player, as we both know. To the All-Star game, ABS in the All-Star game this year, Nick.
I like
First
it.
time. Obviously, we saw it in spring training, but if you're not a diehard baseball fan, you're not watching spring training baseball. So this is going to be the first time on a national stage we see it. You just said you like it. Can you explain the kind of reasoning behind that?
Well, personally, Anthony, I think that this is a system that needs to be in, Major League Baseball currently, just due to the fact that every now and then, not every now and then, usually every day we'll see guys that are, getting unfortunately, rung up or a ball is called a strike, etc. We saw,
Yeah.
I believe it was Sasaki, a pitch from the Immaculate Inning.
Yeah.
And it's right down the middle of the plate, and it's called a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? So I think, this would change the trajectory of the game of baseball if we had this in the game. So I think I like that they're testing it out in different settings. Obviously, we had it in spring training, but I think, more fans getting to see it here at the All-Star game and players getting to use it will just show that, it could be very useful.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we need this next year. There are a lot of things I disagree with that the MLB has done that I've been vocal about. Nick knows.
Yep.
I have strong feelings about Rob Manfred. But I think that it's about time we get this ABS thing rolling because it can change the game. How far will it go? Will it end up eventually being to where the umpires are just the umpires even on the base paths have an earpiece and they're just calling what the earpiece says, whether the guy's safe or out? Will it eventually just be the umpire at home plate has an earpiece that says ball or strike? Eventually, I think it will come to all of that just because of the sole reason that you want pinpoint accuracy in calls to where we don't have to deal with all these controversies going on. So yeah, it's for sure an interesting thing that I think everyone's going to be watching. How about 19 new All-Stars this year? 19 first-time All-Stars. It feels like baseball is entering a new era. I'm looking at some of these rosters and I'm like, who is that? I might have heard the name, but I don't know much about this guy compared to the days where you wouldn't where now these guys that we knew as young studs for some of these teams in the late 2010s are now veterans who are past their prime, and you have a whole new group of guys who are dominating the game.
I didn't even look at the rosters here, so I guess I'll take a peek at these right now. And we're looking at guys that are first time. You said 19.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to just pick them out of the crowd here. Maybe I should look that up.
Look up list of first time All-Stars here. Right here. Here we go. Well, this just says the pitchers. Maybe there will be listed first times on here.
Cal Raleigh, obviously first time. Jacob Wilson, that we've seen. I mean, he's been really good for Oakland. Pete Crow Armstrong, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Obviously. Mookie Betts didn't make it. First time in 8 years, I believe. 8 consecutive All-Star games.
Trey Turner.
And Trey Turner should have made it. Don't even get me started. I'm gonna get so upset.
Jackson Churio didn't make it. There are a lot
Probably
of
should have
guys.
made it. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys, but there are also just a lot of good baseball players this year.
There are.
Offense seems to be hitting. The offense seems to be hitting well.
Did they announce the pitching starters?
No, they haven't announced the starters yet, but I would assume it's going to be Skubal versus Skeens.
Yeah.
Right.
Or honestly, I think Wheeler should start the All-Star game.
It's Paul Skeens.
If you look in depth at things, Wheeler's statistics are better than Paul Skeens a bunch of.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying Paul Skeens has a more culturally popular name.
Well,
which is if they say he's the starter, they're going to get more viewers.
But Zach Wheeler's that guy.
I agree. I'm just saying from a viewership standpoint.
Brian Wu, another guy that made his first time.
Two guys from. I think there are a few guys from the Tigers, right? You have Torres. You have. Who else?
It's great to see Javi Baez back in the All-Star game, out in center field, baby.
Indeed.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, here's the list of first timers that I see now. First timers we have Joe Ryan, Brian Wu, Shane Smith, Chris Ubich. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I've known like 3 of these guys. I knew.
Jason Adams.
Yeah.
Matt Boyd, Mackenzie Gore, Randy Rodriguez, Yamamoto, Andrew Abbott, Trevor McGill, David Peterson. It's a lot of first timers.
A lot of first timers. Some of those guys on that list, though, are quite old, making their first time.
Yeah. I mean, Kershaw.
Like David Peterson is not that young. I believe he's around 30, maybe 29. I don't know.
I'll check.
New York Mets guy, though. I mean,
he is 29 years old.
Yeah.
So
he's been good though.
Yeah. Any other comments on the All-Star game you'd like to provide?
No, I mean, the All-Star game's fun. I like the home run derby.
Is it the best All-Star game in sports? I think it is. The NHL doesn't have one anymore. So
NHL, yeah, they removed theirs. But if we're like counting the Four Nations face-off,
I'm not counting. It's better, but I'm not going to count it as
that's
an
the
All-Star.
best.
Yeah, it is, but
it's a lot longer as well.
It is. It's entertaining.
It's very entertaining. I mean, you don't have the hardest shot competition or the skills competition in the NHL anymore, but nobody really watched it. Everybody's watching the Four Nations face-off. So if we're counting that, then that's the most entertaining. I mean, the NBA slam dunk contest has fell off. Nobody's doing it anymore other than Mac McClung, who's saving the dunk contest. I do like that they're going back to their jerseys, though, next year.
Yeah,
that's quite nice.
Can I give a take on the issue with the NBA?
Yeah.
I like the new U.S. World format, but the NBA All-Star Game should always be East-West. The issue is that they didn't put any money into it. If they would have just thrown money at the players to play, then you would get high levels of competition in the All-Star Game.
I will say, this NBA All-Star Game was one of the better ones that we've seen. They had the rising. They start off with the rising stars. Huh?
It was weird though. There was a lot.
The rising stars. We get to see the young guns play, and then you go right to the skills competition. The next day, you're doing the 3-point competition and the slam dunk contest. And then I liked, I'm not quite sure if I liked it or disliked it, but, picking teams with the analysts here from, and just trying to get their teams. And then at the end, they sort of, gave like Ernie and Shaq and Kenny all like one big celebration
Send off.
for TNT there, or whatever they were doing. But I kind of like that they drafted the teams, but I don't like that it had like a set target score at like 25.
I don't like the Elam ending.
25 points, like you could get that in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Well,
at the end, they're at like 23 with like 2 minutes done in the game. So now they're just chucking up full quarters. I didn't like that we've had the set score for a while. I liked when the All-Star game was 300 to 220 or whatever it was,
Yeah. Well, here's a question. In USA World, the world starting lineup, Nick, is going to be quite weird because there's Giannis, there's Jokic. If he's healthy, Joel Embiid.
Well, he's a part of the USA though.
But
Played for USA in the Olympics.
But he can choose where he wants, which he wants.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he played
his
for
choice on
USA
which
in
he
the
wants to
Olympics.
play
It's
for,
his choice. It's his choice.
Victor Wembanyama,
Okay.
Luka Doncic. That's 4 bigs. They don't have anyone other than Luka. They have no one but bigs. Like Rudy Gobert, big. Like who are you putting? Bogdanovich? Are you putting him in that lineup? Like no.
Didn't he retire?
There are 2 of them.
Yeah.
There's
Which one
Rajon and
retired?
Bogdan. So like, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a point guard here and there.
Like I'm Pascal Siakam.
You could have
Oh no, SGA.
Yeah, Canada.
That could work. SGA is Canadian.
You could have Lou Dort.
Lou Dort off the bench, so you could do
Canada. You could have Edgecombe.
Yeah, you could have Kyrie. Or does Kyrie?
Kyrie.
Does Kyrie play for America or does he play for Australia?
Oh, I have no clue.
I don't remember. I feel like he's played for both before. Did Kyrie ever play for? Because he was born in Australia.
He was.
Ever play for?
You could. I mean, yeah, you'd have a rookie in VJ Edgecombe, but
Kyrie represents only. He's only representing Team USA. But yeah, I mean, you could run SGA and Luka with then Giannis at the 3,
Siakam,
Wemby at the 4, and Jokic at the 5.
Sabonis. Oh, well, Jamal Murray's Canadian. Jamal Murray's Canadian.
Okay, so that's a good bench player.
DeAndre Ayton is another big.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of bigs.
Sengun. Well, you could have Buddy Hield.
That's true. Okay, Buddy Hield off the bench.
Right? I mean,
that could work. Who do you see winning, though? Who do you see winning? I mean, that starting lineup that Team World would have Giannis, Wemby, Jokic,
you could have RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett's a stud.
Canadian
Starting lineup
guy.
for starting lineup,
Canadian
though.
guy for, whatchamacallit. Andrew Wiggins, another Canadian guy.
There you go.
So, I mean, you have a couple not bigs, but you have mainly bigs. Gershon, which is, I guess, a big.
Yeah. So starting lineups for Team USA, who are we putting out there? Curry,
LeBron,
KD.
Curry, KD. Anthony Edwards.
And who's our big?
Okay, wait, so Curry, Edwards, LeBron, Durant, AD?
He started in the Olympics, right?
Yeah. And
so
then
I guess
you could have
AD.
like
Tatum off
Halliburton.
the bench.
Well, Halliburton won't play this year.
Oh yeah, Tatum and Halliburton are hurt. So Jaylen Brown off the bench.
Booker, Ball, Boncaro. I mean, if Kyrie counts, you could have Harden.
Yeah.
Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Trae Young.
Yeah. But starting lineup for starting lineup, who are you taking?
I'm taking the United States of America.
With the bench, I agree, but starting lineup for starting lineup, Jokic versus AD, Jokic is winning.
Okay.
Wemby versus KD.
Kevin Durant's, in my
Okay.
opinion, the greatest scorer of all time. So
I
Kevin
agree with
Durant
that.
wins by far. I mean, Kevin Durant will win against Victor Wembanyama every single time.
Okay, then LeBron versus Giannis.
LeBron James is, by most people, the greatest player ever
42-year-old LeBron.
in the shape of a 22-year-old
Against Giannis, who's still like in his prime.
who broke a chair last night
He did
when
break a
sitting
chair.
back
I
and
did watch that.
said that he might not. He said, "Oh, I'll probably return to Milwaukee."
And then he said that he will get speed tickets to a boxing game.
Well, he said he'd probably return to Milwaukee. Does that mean he's gonna return to Milwaukee?
I think that means that it's up to the front office on if they find a deal for him.
I think they will. LeBron for Giannis straight up.
It's a good rage baiting attempt. It's a great attempt at rage bait. I think LeBron should ask for a trade to Cleveland.
LeBron's also only 40, so
He's old. That's the point.
doesn't matter. He still had like 25 points last year, and
Yeah, but
Giannis is great. Okay,
Giannis is averaging 30.
Giannis is great. Giannis is a great player, but he doesn't want to go back to Milwaukee.
Yes, he does. Bro.
You're lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself.
I'm not lying.
He broke a chair.
Then he got mobbed. They got mobbed.
They
Going
did
to
get
the
mobbed.
Oakland, dude, it was crazy. I woke up and I'm like, oh, Speed's streaming with my favorite player ever. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta watch Giannis. And it was hecticness.
You hear this, guys?
So back to baseball. Have you taken a look at the standings recently, Nick?
I have not taken a look at the standings. Oh, well, we were still talking about the best All-Star games.
Oh, that's also
when
the Pro Bowl
we got to the NBA, the Pro Bowl is absolutely terrible.
I saw someone say we should move the Pro Bowl to July 4th.
We should just get rid of the Pro Bowl. I mean, it just shouldn't be in there. It's horrible.
I feel like if it was like good flag football, like we're going to see in the Olympics, it would be good, but it's bad flag football. If we put it in the middle of the summer, though, people would actually because people were craving for football in the middle of the summer. Everyone wants football.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. People still wouldn't watch it because it's, flag football.
What else is there to watch after Joey Chestnut on July 4th?
Baseball?
Locally, but not nationally. There's no national team.
I mean, yeah, but your favorite team's going to play on July 4th.
That is true. So, do we agree that the MLB is the best All-Star game?
Probably.
Okay.
If the NBA can turn it around and get rid of the set limit, then sure. And Giannis is not going back to Milwaukee.
Okay, we just had to throw that in there. Okay, now to the MLB standings, Nick, because it's hectic in the National League. But let's start with the American League. Tigers 59-35, best record in baseball, up 3.5 on the second place team, the Houston Astros. A game back of them, the Toronto Blue Jays at 4.5, the Yankees at 6.5, the Rays at 9, the Red Sox at 9.5, and that right there, if I'm correct, makes up your 6 with the Mariners just a game back of Boston. Nick, of course, Boston was a team that sold Devers earlier in the season, but they're in a prime playoff spot to get into the dance. How do we feel about this American League? Because right now it feels like the Tigers should be the easy favorites to win the pennant.
Yeah, I mean, well, you say that, and then at the end of the day, they are the Detroit Tigers.
This is a new era of Detroit Tigers baseball. This will be their first time doing anything since 2013.
Okay. You think that.
It's a new group.
I mean, yeah, the Tigers are very good. They have Scooble and whatever. But at the end of the day, Detroit will always be Detroit.
The Lions turned it around.
They didn't win anything.
They still have a chance. I'm saying they're good. That's what I'm saying is they're good.
Well, they're better than the Packers, that's for sure.
That's very true.
Houston 3.5 games back. I mean, I guess Houston's always good. I wish they would just be bad. Um,
I
Toronto over New York. Oh my gosh, the Yankees are horrible. Just sell the team right now. Aaron Judge can't save you. Tampa Bay um, is always kind of mid. Are they playing at a minor league stadium?
in the playoffs, if they host a playoff series, they will play in Miami.
But right now in the regular season, are they playing in a
They're
minor
playing
league
at the
stadium?
Yankees minor league.
See, that's why they're 50-44 because
It has the same
the
dimension.
walls are like, are they? Because
Uh,
the athletic stadium, it's like 2 feet out to center field.
Steinbrenner Field dimensions. Because a minor league team plays there usually. It's 318 down the line, 408 to dead center.
Okay, well, the Oakland
So
Athletics.
bit of a short porch
Yeah, I mean,
down the
the
line.
Athletics Stadium in
Sutter,
Sacramento is
Sutter.
like, 330 down the line, 403 to center, and 325 down the right field line.
That's the same as a lot of MLB stadiums.
Yeah.
I mean, when you
And
look
they
at
still can't do anything, okay? They're playing at a little league stadium and they still stink. That's why Tampa Bay is so high. Boston, I mean, I guess good for them. Seattle um can't seem to ever do anything. When do I run out of playoff spots? Where's the last playoff team?
the Red Sox, the last playoff team.
Oh, okay. So Seattle is a game back of Boston.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys pick it up. Texas Rangers, they won a World Series a few years back.
Yeah.
And look at them now.
46 and 48.
Yeah, they're
It's ugly.
horrible.
Well, here's a question.
Baltimore, look at Baltimore.
It's ugly, isn't it?
They were
8
just the
games
number
below.
1 seed.
8 games below 500.
And look at this. I mean, the number 1 seed to the 3rd worst team in the American League.
Baltimore needs to trade one of their stars and get it back. They need some better leadership in that locker room.
I mean, they have nothing. I don't know how you go from one of the top teams to horrible.
I also just do want to point out Citizens Bank Park is 330 down the lines and 401 to dead center.
Well,
So, Sutter Health Ballpark is no different from the bank.
but yeah, I mean the leaders right now. So Detroit, Central League leaders. West belongs to Houston. The East belongs to Toronto, and then the AL wild card, the Yankees at the top, Tampa Bay, half game back, and then Boston, and then Seattle just outside of there. But I mean,
I mean, right now, looking at the bracket, you look at Boston would be visiting Toronto. That feels like a Toronto win pretty easily. Tampa visiting New York feels like a New York win. New York, Detroit, the way the Yankees have been playing, I would give that to Detroit. And then Tampa against Houston. Or sorry, not Tampa, using Toronto against Houston. I kind of like Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I like this Toronto team. So we could see the Blue Jays back in the World Series for the first time in a long time. Since the 90s, I think. They didn't make it in the 10s. Of what I remember. So, yeah, I mean, the AL is very top-heavy, but to the National League now, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
This is a National League where 5 teams are within 3 games of first place. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers sitting with 56 wins in first, half game back the Cubs with 55. The Phillies sitting at a game and a half back with 54. The Brewers with 53, 2.5 back. The Mets with 53 wins at 3 back, and then the Giants there at 5 back, and the San Diego Padres at 5.5. The Cardinals 6, the Reds 8. If you're the Cincinnati Reds here, Nick, are you trying to pick up someone here to push you across the finish line in the playoffs for the first time in a long time?
You might as well. I mean, at least go for it, I guess, and try to get something. I don't know what they they will or would get, but I mean, try at least.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the fact that this is just my personal opinion? You can tell me if you agree or not, but I think of those top five teams: LA, Chicago, Philly, Milwaukee, and New York. Um, if one of those teams makes a big splash at the deadline, I think they instantly become the favorites to win the National League. Because right now, you're looking at a very close National League where you might say the Dodgers are a little bit more favored than everyone else, but other than that, it feels like a pretty uh, clean split to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I mean, obviously the Brewers and Cubs are going to be battling for the Central. Only two games between them. They play at the end of the month, and then the Phillies and Mets are going to be battling for the East. The Dodgers have the West pretty well locked up if they can continue playing good baseball. But they're on a pretty bad losing streak as of late. Um, Obviously, getting swept by the Brewers, getting swept by the Astros. So it'll be interesting to see. But looking at the trade deadline, Nick, um, I'm seeing this article from Jeff Passan here talking
Hmm.
about good pickups for each team. And I want your thoughts on some of these. I'm just going to name and you tell me if it would make sense or not, if you would like to
Okay.
fit or not. Seth Lugo heads to Houston.
I mean, I guess it could make sense. Um, does Houston need good pitching?
Kind of.
Probably, I guess
You can
so. I
never have too
mean,
many arms, right?
Houston, Valdez and
On a ground.
a few other guys. Did they make a trade? They just made a trade. I forget who did they get?
The Astros traded for.
Oh, they optioned a guy and Christian Walker's back.
There you go.
Okay, so that's what they did. But I mean, do they need anything? Probably not. Um, Pitching wise, Lugo sub 3 earned run average for Kansas City. The rotation: Valdez, Hunter Brown, Lance McCullers Jr., and they got a couple guys that are hurt. So I guess they could use a little bit of bolstering in the rotation. Javier Garcia and JP France all on the 60-day IL. So I guess it makes sense.
Okay, next. Eugenio Suarez to the Yankees. Of course, they just got rid of DJ LeMahieu. There's an opening there
Yeah.
at third base. It feels like that's going to be their move.
Well, they got to hope that that's their move. The Diamondbacks are struggling this year, a team that was, quite good, in these past few years, knocking off the Phillies a few years back to move to the World Series. Um, but Suarez has been, struggling a little bit with the average wise, batting around 250, but he's got 75 runs batted in and about 30 home runs. So for the Yankees, who did get rid of LeMahieu, and really, do they have a third baseman? I don't even know.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like it.
it
I
doesn't seem
couldn't
like
tell
they
you.
have one right now.
They have, Oswaldo Cabrera is on the 60-day IL, so it looks like they're gonna go to Oswald Peraza
For
to
now,
play third base for now.
yeah,
Um, as they've made some changes just because they have such a strong outfield. With obviously Chisholm over at second base, and they have a strong team, but that would be great for them to get a third baseman like that.
how about Johan Duran heading to LA to be with the Dodgers? How do you feel about that one?
So I saw that Duran was in, a couple of trade rumors. The Phillies were interested in him. Another team was interested in him. Um, but the Dodgers, they seem to have a good bullpen. But you can't have too many, right? Especially if you're a team trying to go back to back.
Yeah, which is hard to do in baseball.
Um,
No one's done that in
it's
a long time.
insanely hard to do, but they have such star power in Freeman, Betts, Otani, all because they have money,
Yeah.
as we know, in that big um market. But they have a couple good lefties. But as we're seeing, they're also dealing with the injury plague.
Yes. Very much
Evan
so. That pitching staff
Phillips.
is dead.
Yeah, Evan Phillips is probably your best pitcher. He's on the 60-day IL. Michael Kopech, who we know throws very, very hard on the 60-day. Brusdar Gratterall, 60-day, and Blake Trinan also on the 60-day. So you're losing four of your top bullpen arms, and all you have is Tanner Scott, Alex Vesia, and Kirby Yates, and the rest of the guys are who knows.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of rely on this insane pitching staff that doesn't even need Blake Snell because they're insane. I mean, they have guys that, are on the 60-day like Sasaki and Gonsolin and Snell, and they still have some of the top guys in Glasnow, Otani, May, Kershaw, and Yamamoto.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Glasnow's not having a good year, though. He's got like a 4.15.
Yeah, but still. I mean, he's got a 3.52.
Okay, it came down. It came down against the Brewers, but going into that game, it was high.
And he's only played 6 games.
Yeah, he's coming back. How about Sandy Alcantara to the Cubs?
Alcantara is very good. He's got good mechanics. And obviously, we've seen him multiple times. He's taken a big step back this season. He's been really bad this year. And I guess that's sort of the, way that the Marlins are. He's got about an 8 earned run average, a 7.22, and he's 4-9. So he's really been quite bad. As his last outing was on Wednesday, where he pitched 5 innings, giving up 9 hits and 6 earned runs.
Not good.
And that is following a 7-2 loss. So he's been horrible, and that was to the Cubs.
Yes.
I'm seeing that right now, I believe.
I think he needs new scenery. I think that's the biggest thing.
And I think I see the deal here.
I don't have a
where
deal.
It would be Kevin Alcantara. Is that the deal?
All I have is that they should trade for Sandy Alcantara. It doesn't.
So I'm seeing that they would be going Kevin Alcantara and basically 3 top 10 prospects and Ben Brown, which I think the Cubs would just like pick up the phone and just put it right back down.
They need
right
depth,
because Alcantara's been great. 47 RBIs this year thus far in the minor leagues. And whoever wrote this up, I don't know what we're doing because Alcantara's been horrible. So we must not watch baseball. I don't know what we're doing.
Well, it was Jeff Masson. I think he watches a lot of baseball.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what he's doing. I'm saying the deal that I just read out, but Jeff Masson wanting to do that, he might have a different thing in mind here. But just looking at Alcantara in his last 5 starts, he's given up over 4 runs in 3 of them.
Emmanuel Clase to the city of Breath of Love. How do you feel about this?
I love it. I saw him in some rumors to the Phillies.
As did I.
Not that it would ever happen.
It could happen.
If Cleveland were to give him up, I'd be very shocked. But I think that the Phillies could do a deal with Mick Abel just because they're not going to use him.
No.
Sanchez, Wheeler, those guys, Suarez, and Luzardo, they're not going anywhere.
No.
And Taijuan Walker, who's signed to a hefty contract, also not going really any places. And a lot of people have forgot about this, but coming back in August, you have Aaron Nola,
who's
been signed to a 7-year, major deal who I think is going to be right back to starting just like that, just due to the fact that the Phillies have so much faith in him. So I think they could just give up Abel and kind of see what else Cleveland would want for Class A. But I don't know anything else.
Yeah. Zach Gallen to the New York Mets.
Whew. I'm doing a lot of talking. Gallen still on the Diamondbacks. Been a pretty good pitcher. And who did we say he was going? We wanted him to go to?
Mets.
The Mets. The Mets could use some pitching in any form, but Gallen not having the best year of his career. The highest earned run average of his career is he's 7-9 right now with a 5.15 earned run average. But the Mets, I guess they could use a little bit of depth in their rotation, especially with what they have. I mean, I could see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see it.
Last two, Ryan O'Hearn to Milwaukee.
Oh, gosh. I mean, O'Hearn was just announced to the All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken, as a first-timer. And he is, first-timer that's 31 years old. He's having a good year for Baltimore, 284, 32 RBIs. Baltimore's not having a good year, but this is a good player. Milwaukee could use him at first base, but here's the thing. I thought Milwaukee already had a first baseman, Anthony.
Well, O'Hearn can play first base, the outfield, and DH.
Can he play the outfield?
Yes. But
yeah, I see him really as a first baseman as a designated hitter, but he can also play, I guess, a little bit of right and left field.
Well, then Hoskins is your DH.
So do the Brewers need outfield?
No, not really, but you can move Hoskins to DH, or you can move O'Hearn to DH.
And who's your current designated hitter?
A mix of guys. Some days it's Hoskins, some days it's Yelich. Depends on that.
Who did the Brewers just trade to the Dodgers?
Someone who I don't care about. I don't remember.
That's besides the point. But so you guys have a mix of guys, a designated hitter.
Brewers. Here, I'll give you the depth chart at DH. Our depth chart at designated hitter.
Hoskins on the IL right now, so I guess you have Jake Bauers and Andrew Vaughn at first.
Vaughn's been raking in his 2 games.
Andrew Vaughn's,
I guess he's been
kind of good.
Hitting. Yeah, he's back. Our DH. So our lineup is it goes Contreras. Right now, it'd be Contreras, Vaughn, Turang, Durbin, Ortiz, Collins, Churio, Frelick, Yelich.
Yeah, who's Isaac Collins?
Stud. That's who he is.
So then you don't need a left fielder. You don't need a center fielder unless you're getting rid of Jackson Churio. And last I checked, Sal Frelick was quite good at the game of baseball. Christian Yelich is your designated hitter. We're getting rid of Christian Yelich?
We're adding depth is what we're doing.
Ryan O'Hearn's an all-star. Adding depth.
Yes, but that's what we're doing is we can throw Isaac Collins around sometimes.
So you're platooning an all-star.
That's what Jeff Bassam wants us to do.
Perfect.
And I think he knows baseball.
That makes plenty of sense. That makes plenty of sense.
Jarren Duran to San Diego.
I don't think Duran's going anywhere. He hasn't been great this season. Does San Diego need an outfielder in Duran? I mean, maybe they have Tatis. I should get a little bit more info on San Diego. They're playing the Phillies tonight.
Where?
in San Diego.
Is Sean Croft there, or is it Ruben?
Oh, I have no clue.
I know Croft likes San Diego. He's a big fan.
I mean, they don't have a great outfield, but they have, Tatis, Gavin Sheets, and Jackson Merrill, who are all, pretty good. Um, and the infield is quite good. As we just saw this team here in Philly, um, a few weeks ago. But I mean, I guess it could happen. I wouldn't rule out the possibility of it happening, but I don't think it makes much sense.
Yeah. Okay. Now before Brandon Russell joins us in about 10 minutes, let's get to everything else. College football 26, Nick, thoughts so far?
Haven't played it.
Oh, okay.
So
no comments.
no comments.
Okay. Will you be eventually when you play? Will you be creating an Archbishop Carroll team?
Maybe.
You can't.
But I gotta
that.
think there's probably already one out there.
There may be. Someone had to make a Sanchez prep. I would be shocked if they didn't. Next, we go to Jalen Williams and Devin Booker getting paid.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Williams, key part of Oklahoma City. So I guess it makes sense that they had to pay him. That was a rookie max, right?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I believe that was the rookie max contract extension, so around $285 million. But they really, paid a pretty penny for their big three in Oklahoma City. I don't know that they have much money left in that market. I don't know. It's not very big in Oklahoma City, paying Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams a lot of money. I mean, how much did they give SGA? Like 300. Chet around the same as Jalen Williams. So you're talking about $700 million for three guys. You got what, $5 for the rest of your players? I mean, cool. I don't know what you're gonna get for that. Maybe a Happy Meal.
I don't know. Devin Booker?
A Subway sandwich. I don't know. But yeah, they paid a lot, and then the Suns. I don't know if I like Devin Booker doing this, just because leave, go try to win. You're never gonna win.
No, he's not.
Ever. They just got rid of Kevin Durant. I couldn't tell you their starting lineup other than Jalen Green, right?
Jalen Green.
Oh boy.
Devin Booker.
Yep.
Bradley Beal. Is he still there?
That's a scary team right there.
I know, it's a lot of
I mean, I'm absolutely terrified of that team. So I couldn't tell you their whole starting five. He'll never win there unless they make like 4 big splashes.
Yeah.
Which I don't see happening. They have Bol Bol.
Oh, well, what a guy.
Ooh. They got Dylan Brooks.
Okay. Another two.
Adding, yeah. Well, I guess they're going to play him a small forward. Just counting the shooting guards on this team, Grayson Allen, Bradley Beal, so we're at 2, right? And then you go Booker, Kobe Brea. They're calling him as a guard. We'll call him as a guard, so, I mean, I guess that's 4. Gillespie, local guy. Why was he wearing Father Judge? Anybody want to answer that?
Father Judge
Yeah, anybody want to answer that? Jalen Green, Damian Lee, didn't know he was still in the NBA. Isn't that Steph Curry's brother-in-law?
I think so.
Monte Morris,
Okay.
and Ty Washington. So 9 guards, balancing out this.
Players.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Balancing out this roster. And the guys that are forwards are summer league guys that I expect to get cut.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not
other
good.
than like Malawach, um,
It's not good, Nick.
Rasheer Fleming. Oh
Hey, Rasheer
boy,
Fleming, he's good.
oh boy.
He
Yeah,
might
no, this
start.
team, this team's he probably will because this team's
Yeah.
not winning anything. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean
uh,
Gillespie's gonna get some minutes.
he will.
He
Okay.
will.
Do we want to hit the other big piece of news?
Sure.
Michael Jordan's
Oh
estate
boy.
in Highland Park, Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
out now on Airbnb, $15,000 a night in the off season. In the peak season, like the summer, $17K.
It's a lot of money. I didn't even know about this, so I'll have to look it up right now.
It sold last year.
Um,
Jordan finally sold it last year. It came with a pair of every Jordan that you could possibly get ever.
17 and a half bathrooms,
It's a big house.
7 bedrooms. So
It's a
that
big
is
house.
that's a decent bathroom to bedroom ratio right there.
Yeah, it's quite the
Um,
big house. It has a basketball court. It has a gym. It has everything.
what is that? Two bathrooms, 2.5 bathrooms per every bedroom right there.
Well,
Oh boy.
some of them are gonna be near the kitchen, near the
You must have a lot of people for 17 and a half
I
bathrooms
guess so.
to 7 bedrooms. Full size basketball court, a putting green, tennis court. Um, if you want to become Michael Jordan and go smoke a cigar, you could do that. And an infinity pool. Um, oh boy, it's got his Washington Wizards jersey. Oh boy,
Wow. Okay.
it was bought for $9 million. So I mean, if you're selling it for 17K a night, how many people are buying it? Is anybody buying that? I
More
mean,
people
what
than
are
you
we doing?
think.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right. Last thing before Brandon Russell joins us, let's talk about next year's NBA TV announcers on Prime Video. Nick, they have a loaded list on
Mm-hmm.
play-by-play. Ian Eagle, Kevin
Mhm.
Harlan, Michael Grady from the Timberwolves, Eric Collins from the Hornets. On color, Stan Van Gundy, Brett Barry, Del Curry, Dwayne Wade, Steve Nash, Candace Parker. This is a
So
loaded
the
slate.
entire Charlotte Hornets broadcasting team, including the very enthusiastic play-by-play announcer who
Eric Collins,
I don't
yes.
know that I could watch a game. Like I get people like it, but it's just like you're screaming in my earlobes.
on the sidelines, Cassidy Hubbard, Allie Clifton, Christina Pink, and then in the studio, Taylor Rooks, alongside Blake Griffin, Dirk Nowitzki, and a third person I'm forgetting.
So it's just like all retired NBA players that just decide that they want to make some more cash here and there.
Yeah.
And obviously the enthusiastic Charlotte Hornets, along with his play-by-play or his color guy, who
Yeah.
brings the mood down a little bit. The forgotten Curry. Well, I guess that would probably be Seth, but Del Curry. Yeah, I mean, sure. I guess that's great. Iron Eagle's good. Kevin Harlan, yeah, we like that.
Okay.
Hornets announcer, don't know that I could tune into those games.
Now, how do we compare that to NBC, looking with Mike Tirico, Grant Hill, Reggie Miller, Noah Eagle, who, of course, did the Olympics. You've got in the studio Carmelo Anthony there, Maria Taylor. How do you feel about them?
Well,
NBC?
I'm big on Carmelo. Noah Eagle versus Iron Eagle. I don't know. They might have to tussle it out for that spot. Mike Tirico's great. Who else is in there?
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller. Oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
Maybe he's
We'll see.
okay sometimes.
We'll see. Okay, Nick. Well, it seems like our final guest of the day has arrived.
Okay, here we go.
Final guest of the day. You all know him. A star at Archbishop Ryan. He has played on the most sacred hardwood in Pennsylvania for the Raiders, now playing at St. Francis University. Brandon Russell joins the show. Brandon, how's it going?
What's up? How are you guys? I'm doing good.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Great.
So,
Great. Nick, you want to start us off?
I'll start us off. I'll just start with your experience with Archbishop Ryan and making an impact at Ryan.
Archer Bryant, it was a great experience. Coming there my junior year, playing with like great players. Got to play with my friend Thomas, known him for a while, and then playing with Darren and all them. It was great. We push each other every day. It's just the only thing that I wish I could change is us winning that championship. But besides that, it was great.
Off of Nick's question, the community, obviously your head coach, Coach Zaglinski, Mr. McFadden, Mr. Sanguinetti. I've met all three of them in the last few weeks, getting to be in the building over there at Ryan. Great people, great community. Can you talk about like some of your favorite memories, either on or off the floor there?
Yeah, no. Some of my favorite memories, like that's why it's such a great place. It's not even on the court. Like sometimes it's like going out after after practice, going to the pool before the games, or like even just hanging out with people that aren't on the team. Like we always just hang out after school or play basketball outside on the hoops. It's just always a great experience. So some of those moments probably not so on the court are probably my favorite.
Absolutely. I just want to, talk about how is it like playing with, your teammates at Archbishop Ryan and, of course, playing with a now NBA player and somebody who you're so close with in Thomas Sorber.
No, it was great. I mean, every day in practice we push each other. No one would ever be scared. Like Thomas, we'd have guys on like last person on the bench would be guarding Thomas. We'd all be talking. Like it was a great experience. Everybody push each other, and then we're the best friends off the court too. So it was a great group.
Obviously, Brandon, you got to play at the Palestra. Didn't end the way you wanted, but still just getting to be there. That's something that most kids in America cannot say that they played on one of the most sacred hardwoods, as I mentioned in the intro, in the country. Can you talk about just getting to play at such a special place?
No, getting to play there was crazy. I remember when I first checked in the game, I was so nervous because you could really feel everything. It's like the ball feels like a triangle. No, it was great though. I think the best atmosphere I ever played in ever, for sure, easily.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, we see it around the Catholic League with, the next generation coming to watch the games, and you're signing shoes and basketballs. Can you just talk about how it felt, being able to influence the next generation of youth players on and off the court?
No, it's great. Having the kids come to our games, like just the local Catholic schools, and just having to be able to give them like support, give them advice, and then them asking questions. It's like great to see younger kids asking, because nowadays a lot of kids will try to reach out. But I think especially in the Northeast, we have a great connection with everyone. Like all the schools, we all know each other. So it was a really cool experience. I never signed jersey for until I got to Archbishop Ryan.
Obviously, Brandon, you had quite the career there, Ryan. What do you see your legacy there in the Northeast being?
My legacy, I think, I had a really good senior year, good junior year. I think my legacy is probably just me being I think I was one of the better people off the court. Like I was
freezing up on their teams. Hopefully we'll get Brandon back in a moment.
Like I held my own, showed people I could do.
Okay. Internet issues going on. We'll get him back on in a second. I will shoot him a quick text. But yeah, so bear with us here, folks. Yeah, so we'll wait for when we come back on here. And he'll be on in just a moment. So bear with us. There he is. He's back here.
Yeah, my bad. Wi-Fi up here is terrible. But no, I think my legacy is Ryan. I'm definitely not the best player, but I'm saying I'm definitely one of the better players come out in recent years. But it's definitely great. Appreciate everyone for the opportunity, Coach Joe for trusting me to like really show what I can do. And I think senior year is probably my favorite year of high school so far.
Nick?
Yeah, well, you're heading to SFU, and they've made some headlines recently.
Yeah.
Moving divisions. You just talk about sticking with them and really embracing SFU.
Yeah, the main reason I chose to go there is because like they're the first coaching staff to like believe in me. They offered me like at the end of my junior year, and they just kept contacting through the whole thing. They're at my games, they're at my open gyms, so I just felt like this sense of family and like it's a real community setting. Like it's a small Catholic school in the middle of nowhere, so I just felt like a family setting. I feel like an opportunity to do like really big things with this team. We have a good group. Just try to make it back to March Madness.
Obviously, this year you have that opportunity. What do you think this year compared to next year, going beyond moving from the Northeast down to D3 into the President's Athletic Conference? What do you think that adjustment is going to be like? And how do you see this year going as your last year? Do you think that this is going to be a program that wants to go out on the highest note possible?
For sure. Everyone in this group, we're already down here. We've been here for like 4 weeks now. Our whole goal is to win the NEC, and then we won't worry about next year until we get the job done. So try to win the NEC, make it back to March Madness. But for anyone that for next year, I don't think that's really anyone's plans for staying for next year. But we try to focus on what we can do now, win it right now, stay present.
Nick?
Yeah, how has Archbishop Ryan basketball prepared you for this next step?
Oh, Archbishop Ryan basketball, not like just playing in the PCL is just a different environment, different atmosphere, and just like great coaches. Like I've never seen a league scout so much. So like on the film aspect, like college and the PCL is not much different. Like I've been watching film for like hours, and for PCL games, we do the same thing in college, even a little shorter. So just that and the level of intensity of the PCL to college made it really easy. And then Coach Joe being such a great coach and playing with great players also prepared me.
Last question for me, talking about the community. There you said like it's a tight community in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who obviously, for us coming from the city, we don't hear much about St. Francis other than that. Well, they just won the Northeast. They're headed back to the tournament.
Yeah.
How do you feel about can you explain a little bit about what that community is like? And even kind of a recruiting pitch, even if it's not for basketball players, for maybe kids who are considering going there.
Yeah. No, St. Francis, I mean, there's no like pro teams here. There's no other colleges. So everyone comes to the games. We help out in the community a lot. We just did like a 5K race and everybody knows who we are. It's just like they embrace us a lot. A lot of kids come to camps, ask us for like advice because there's not much to do around here. So like St. Francis basketball is one of the main attractions. So it's just like everyone recognizes you for wearing St. Francis basketball. So you have to represent all times. And I think that's an awesome experience. And then for just like anyone who wants to come here as a regular experience, it's like a family setting. The teachers are great. They only want to see you succeed. And everyone's here trying to make you better, whether you're an athlete, basketball player, or just a regular person. I think that's a great thing about it.
Nick, anything from you?
No, thank you.
Yeah,
No
thank
problem.
you, Brandon, for joining us. Best of luck at St. Francis, and
Thank you. Thank you. Keep doing what you guys do.
Thank you.
You too, appreciate it. Brandon Russell here with us. Two great interviews with Archbishop Ryan guys today, Nick. Okay. Is there anything else I want to mention? No real hockey news, right? Nothing to touch on there. Would you concur with that? Club World Cup final prediction Sunday.
What is it? PSG versus
Chelsea.
who? Chelsea? This is like the best PSG team like ever.
They're insane, dude.
Yeah,
I watched them for the first time in the Champions League final. Crazy.
So we'll go PSG.
I like that pick. Coming up on Monday, have a few good guests on. Nas Tyler, Bryce Presley. I think there are a couple others. Marcus Newsom, I think, will be joining. There are a few joining the show. And then next Friday, Alexis Ebers, Marcus Carroll at noon. And then in the early evening or late afternoon, Aaron Bracey, of course, the St. Joe's U author, be joining the show. So yeah, busy stuff upcoming. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to touch on. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Do you think the Union are going to win tomorrow night?
I hope so. And we have another show tonight. I mean, Sorgi's not mentioning it,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
but we do have one more tonight, and
Let's see that catch.
that one's gonna be I think really chaotic.
Oh,
Not
it will
just
be.
chaotic.
Knowing
Just
those guys, yes.
just because obviously Olin Chamberlain and Jaron McKee. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. I mean,
Two St. Joe's Prep greats.
two St. Joe's Prep guys, and yeah, we'll see if we can get Olin to say his speech that he did at graduation. No,
Did he
we
give a
won't.
speech at graduation?
We won't do that. I believe so, right? What was
I know
that?
Will gave his. Will Vocalist gave his. I don't know if Owen gave one.
I believe so. I believe that's what's on his Instagram. But we'll see. But yeah, he totally forgot that we had one more tonight.
That was his. Oh, are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Oh, that was his A4 speech. Or no, sorry, not the A4 speech. He's not. Well, now he's on the BLCC speech, the Black and Latino Culture Club, the Vanguard Awards. So shout out Olin.
All right. Well.
And Jaron. But yeah, we'll be back at 7:00 tonight. It'll be a little bit hectic. I have company coming over tonight, so it's going to be a little bit hectic of me trying to get up here to do an interview with me. But we'll have fun. And Union tomorrow at 7:30. Phillies tonight at 9:40. That one is on NBC Sports Philly Network. Is there anything else to touch on? Big series around the MLB. Braves, Cardinals, no. Dodgers, Giants in San Fran. That's a nice series for the weekend. Cubs, Yankees should be fun to watch. But yeah, folks, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you again tonight. And as always, go back. Nick, anything from you?
Roll Pats. That's all I got.
See y'all later.